All right. So yeah, a little bit late out the gate here, but getting ready to trade the orb on the Nasdaq. Seems like a really small range, to be honest with you. So this is the 15 minutes, the first 15 minutes from 8:30 to 8:45, 8:44, whatever, and then there's the 45. So this would essentially be the 15-minute candle. We're kissing the top twice now. We've done it, and now it looks like we're getting a blue one, so it could be going back down. But I don't know though. The momentum looks like it's going up, but yeah, I'll be honest that I don't know. We'll see. Actually, I'm curious. Can you all see the? No, you can't actually see the account. So this is. I don't know if that's anything that could be a problem or not. So I'm not showing it right now, but that account number for the 50K deal. Man, it's hot in here. I gotta change the. Is it gonna go over or no? Got the fan on. But yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with any of the news and stuff. Forming that doji looks like. We'll see though. I wouldn't be surprised if it drops down to right around here, and then goes up. Because this looks almost like, I wonder if you were to put that on the S&P. Let's get that one's going. So let's go here. Yeah, it's not even out yet. So, yeah, who knows? I mean, what a roller coaster it has been with all the tariff news and China and everything going on. War with Iran. Israel met with Trump. Well, Netanyahu met with Trump yesterday. Well, it switched, and now it looks like it's going to the upside. If it is, I'd like to catch it early, but at the same time, I'm trading a prop challenge, so I don't want to risk. I'd rather not risk. I'd rather prioritize limiting risk than maximize profit. You know what I mean? Yeah, it looks like it's breaking out, but who knows, man? This isn't really. It's kind of weird for a 15-minute open on we're on ES on the Nasdaq. Okay, so yeah, it opened up. I think we're good to go, right? 24 ticks. I am no way going to lose that much. Well, maybe. Let's wait till it goes down a little and then try to get in on a decent price here. Wonder if this is working. No, it's not the time. Let's go there. What the heck was I thinking? Close that out. Don't open that order. God, I hate how you have to do that. You have to click 0 or it won't be at the right price. Now let's put this back again. We can always adjust that. 24 ticks. Is that what that is? Yeah, that's not going to work. I mean, I've only got... God, it's so risky on NAS because I've only got $2,500 drawdown. If I'm, 2,500 down, that's it. You're done. You've lost that challenge. But that is such a tiny drawdown on NASDAQ. Wonder if ES, it would be a smoother play. I mean, it rises and falls as well. So, but 25 ticks is, I think, how many contracts am I trading over here? What is this saying? Oh, I have 6. It's quite a bit. I don't know, man. It opened blue. Again, I'd rather miss one than take the wrong one on this thing. So with that doji looking candle there, my God, and it engulfs the prior, I think it's a very good possibility it's going down. But like I said, who knows, man? It's been so messed up. All the trading stuff, all the news, fake tweets, moving markets. Oh my God, it's been wild. So what's it doing there? I want to see if this is working. Make sure. Let's go here. Probably have to turn it down. You might hear feedback for a sec. Yep, that's working. All right. So, actually, where'd that thing go ahead? Right there. I'm going to set that up. That way I can see comments and everything. So that's good there. And then I can set this up to make sure the YouTube is working. I'll have to turn it down as well. It didn't reverse there, so is this a good entry? Most likely. There we go. See, it's at 40. But now we're getting this blue one. I feel like a retracement is coming, and then you know, on the retest, not retracement. I'm sorry, the retest of this. So again, the I'm only using 3 of these right now. You've got, of course, got the EMA, which I believe is set to 100, maybe 150. I always keep it between 1 and 200. Usually one of those 3, 1, 150, or 200. So let's see here. Yeah, it's 100 right now. So it's on the 100. On NAS, I go lower. ES is a little higher. Then this moving average ribbon here, this is nice. I like this one a lot. And it's been pretty reliable as a, you know, just one of the, you know, obviously I wouldn't use only it, but let's go here. Here. Is that this one? Yeah. Oh, that one's working, so that's good. Okay. Well, let's see. Man, I don't want to miss it either, though. I mean, we broke out. I should have taken it here, but I didn't. But then we got this crazy sucker right here. So honestly, that might have, yeah, it would not have stopped me out, but still. All right, I guess we'll get in. I just would rather it be like a rip roaring move, and that's usually the case with NASDAQ, and this isn't. This is like, I can't have all this trail down keep happening. If it makes a new high and then goes down, and then makes a new high and goes down, and makes a new high, that'll knock me out real quick, because it's a trailing drawdown. So it's not like from here. I believe that's how that works. I believe, you know, it goes up and then it comes back down. That's deducted from your thing. If it makes a new high, that low is what gets counted or whatever. It keeps counting against you. It goes higher, it goes back again. That's now more that you've lost, you know. So, and 2,500 on a 3K profit target is not easy with my trading style. I mean, I'm sure it's easy for some of you, but not me. I wonder if there's any news happening or anything. Let's see. Go back here, go home. Actually, before I do that, because I want to be able to see if I want to be able to watch the chart. Where'd that other phone go? We'll go with it. Now I put TradingView up on there. Actually, I think this is signed into the wrong account. I was showing my kid how to trade, so, or just basics of TradingView is a better way of putting it. I don't know. I think I'm gonna get in. God, no, I'm not. Not on a prop account. If this was my, you know, live account, then I would get in. I wouldn't feel bad about it or be worried or anything. It's just that stupid trailing drawdowns bit me so many times. It's causing me to hesitate, which is going to cost me money. But to be fair, though, what are we at now? It is 9:05, so we are what, 20 minutes past the, you know, we're 20 minutes past the, you know, first 15 minutes. So when the orb gets created, and we're only up 50% from the top of it, that's weird. That's not, it's normally faster than that once it breaks. You know, it's real true candle is here. So that's, you know, here's a pretty good, I'm waiting for like a pullback so that I can get a good entry and a few ticks solid up, you know, before, and then if it starts dropping, I'll back out again, you know what I mean? Because I cannot sustain losses. So but we seem to be moving further and further away from this as this cloud gets bigger as well, which means the trend is getting stronger and stronger. But man, what a crazy time. And honestly, it takes one goofy tweet to screw things up big, you know what I mean? So that's 3K right there. Here we go. Now this is good if it's a, okay, this is where it's going to be. So let's go here. This will be the first one if this is indeed just a pullback and not a, you know, if it's a retest and not a retracement, we'll be good on this trend. Wonder if 6 is heavy enough, 6 contracts. Yeah, on a day like today, in fact, I should probably only be trading 4. Thinking about going 5. Man, I don't like what I'm seeing. And there's so much wicks on there. There's is this it? Should I get in? Again, I gotta keep reminding myself it's so much more important to manage risk than to go for profit, to prioritize that, you know. Although that looks pretty solid, I bet the next candle will go up. I could be wrong. I need to put the AC on and get a drink, but I don't want to wait or leave, walk away, and then it shoot up, you know. Such feels kind of weird today. It doesn't feel as you know, doesn't feel like trustworthy like it normally does. I think we're going for 2, but we might for the, you know, next deal here. Okay, got in there. We're down 100, down 250, 200. See what I'm talking about? 1,200. That's what I was down. Now I'm down. God damn it. Fucking NASDAQ, man. That trailing drawdown makes it impossible with the way I trade. It's just not possible. I gotta figure out some new strategy or something. You know what I mean? Because this will work. It would be, look, watch, it'll go up. We were what here? Let's put this here. So I promise you that today, before it goes down $50,000 worth, which is what I have here, it will go up. You know what I mean? Way over this line. But let's see here. Now it's tested again. That's odd. That's like awfully quick to do that. See what I'm saying? It's not behaving normally. Today is probably a bad idea to try and do that challenge today. But you never know, you know, especially with news and everything. I guess that's what I should be doing, is focusing more on that. I don't know why my thing says trading over Tokyo session. I need to just say, I wonder if I can change that real quick. Let's see. Let's go here. Actually, we'll go here. No, that's not what I need to do. I need to, let's go back and just open a new window. Okay, and on this window, I need to change to this account. Come on, load. All right, and then let's go through this one because I'm gonna have to update the titles. Yeah. First, let's do this. Let's see if that updates. That would be good if it does. It's saying it did. Time will tell. Okay. Let's see something here. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna try something. All right, that's not the music I'm gonna go with. I was just seeing if I could find one that would work. So, or if the sound was working on there. So. What is this? Does it say copyright free? Sure, we'll try it. A lot of times it says it and then it's not. You wind up having to. It's a bit too chill. But whatever. So what's it doing now? Let's see. There we go. Make those into one window. Probably could see it on there if I take this off. Or, you know, not. Oh, wait, because of that. So now if I put this here, let's see if I can change that to this. There you go. And then I can do that. Okay, cool. All right. You know what else, though? Is, well, I guess it doesn't matter. If I go here, I wonder if you can see this one. Maybe I have to go to it or something. Weird. Oh well, whatever. Right here. That'll work. Okay. Wait a minute, did that, that's crazy. That's interesting. It like, stops you from streaming it. That's kind of odd. Huh. Right? I mean, that's not what it's showing on there, right? No, it's not. So that's crazy. Oh no, it just didn't load maybe? Weird. Anyway, whatever. Let's check back here because it's probably going up crazy now while we're looking away. Yeah. Well, we hit the 2. I don't know, man. Honestly, I really thought today was going to take off. I wonder if we have any news events going on or anything, because that would be much better if we did. Let's go here and then check this. Okay, so let's see. And then if I go here, I can like show you guys. I hate that I have to do, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to do this. What is that on? Window capture? I don't know. I can't seem to get it, but I'm just going to look here real quick. Let's see. China vows to fight to the end if U.S. insists on new tariffs. That came out 11 hours ago, so that's not exactly what we're looking for. Let's look at calendar here and see what we got. So today is Tuesday the 8th, right? God, it's hot in here. I gotta go put that AC on. Okay, so we got economy watcher sentiment, blah, blah, blah. Nothing important. What's this? French trade balance, German 10-year bond auction. Really nothing scheduled news-wise. Small business index for the USD. Cash rate. Yeah, what's this? Official cash rate. And that might actually have something to... That's at 9 p.m. tonight, though. So for the day, like, we really don't have anything hardly. So, yeah, nothing major to even worry about. So, let's go back to this and see what we got going on. And I do not like this music. Let's see. Let's try this. my god. Pretty good slide player. Yeah. Wow, whoever that is yeah, actually a really good slide player. See, this is where it was. This is where, you know, but that trailing drawdown would have lost my challenge, but look, we'd be up here by now. You know what I'm saying? So annoying that they make you trade the way they want you to, you know? So tempted to just get one of those funded ones so you don't have to screw with all that bullshit, you know, these stupid evals. But I wanted to be able to get the 20 accounts. That's pretty nice to be able to scale like that. You know, because Apex lets you have 20 copy trade accounts. So, and if you did a 50K account, you know, that's what, 2 million purchasing power. It's pretty nice, right? So, but you got to pass 20 of these circus acts here. And look at today's act, man. Today is so choppy and shit. Like, it's not. These wicks are crazy. Like, wonder what it looks like on, you know, right here. Let's see. Yeah, it's not really telling me anything different, but it's giving all sorts of false signals, isn't it? God, today's a risky day. I can just tell. I have to work tomorrow, so it'll probably be the best day ever in the market. That's how it goes, man. It's so hard to stay positive lately. That's screaming we're going back down. This may not even be the true like breakout of the day. Could just be going up and then back down and then drop way low. Who knows? Let's look at anything else. I don't know. Look at NASDAQ anymore. They pissed me off when I lost that first bit there. How much was that went down, by the way? Does it even say? No. That's not nice. I wonder why we didn't do that. 494, about 800 bucks. I lost a little more right there. Man, I was right about that candle, wasn't I? But this is ES saying though they're all going to be identical looking. So there's the Dow, here's the S&P, and here's the NASDAQ, and they all look pretty much identical. I wonder what oil's doing today. It looks basically just like the rest of them. Let's go back to this so we can see things better. I wouldn't mind hearing that slide song again. That was pretty good. Golly. Back down here, so this is the opening range on that one. How beautiful though, that retest. But then they would have taken your stops, they would have screwed everyone right there, and it goes down. What is it, 930? I would guess right around here. I'm gonna put a vertical line and probably 950-ish. I actually think it'll be more like 10, 12, somewhere in there. It might go back up. What's the overall trend on? Let's go up to like a 4 hour and see what's going on there. Or daily would be better probably. Overall we're going going up. So yeah, I think that's very likely. Let's go back to the 1 minute, and we're gonna set this for probably right around. That's a pretty solid move down. I'm gonna keep my eye on this one. I'm gonna put it at like 945. Let's put one that, oops. We got 945. There we go, and then we can put an alarm on it. That way, when it crosses there, I bet you at some point right around here, somewhere just after this line, it's gonna reverse. So that would be my guess. And that'd probably be somewhere down in this area, maybe down here. Yeah, I bet you right here somewhere. So the actual thing will be probably right here somewhere. Let's go with we'll do this, whatever. Somewhere in here. Let's see how close I am. Alright, let's go back to NASDAQ, figure out what's going on there. And I'm actually kind of interested. Maybe we should look at Bitcoin. What is it doing? It stayed within the orb this time. Oh man, that's interesting. So it could just be a range bound day. Huh, interesting. Let's see if I do this, then I can get a midpoint so that I can do this. And put the middle, let's say right. Let's be more precise just to. Oh, this has that little midpoint line. You just can't hardly see it. There we go. Okay, let's put that at maybe 2. We're gonna change this to some other color, maybe something like that. That's just something I'll see bright enough to see. I don't really see that. Maybe this here. There, that's better. Okay. And we can put this out to, what is that, 1030? Probably further than that. Let's go with, what do you think? 3. I'm done trading by 3 for sure. I say that, I'll probably be trading all night. But it won't be on here. If I do any of that, it won't be this prop thing. Probably it'll most likely be with okay, so that's Bitcoin. It'd most likely be on I can't think with this, that song I didn't like. This is better. All right. It'll most likely be on 2bit or BTCC, one of those. Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta go, let's check NASDAQ real quick first and see. God, yeah, it's being crazy right now. It's a little bit risky. Crude oil is not looking bad. Like, it just broke out. But the price action is not strong enough to convince me. But I'm going to keep my eye on it. This may be one I go with here. What are the tick value? That, holy crap. That's not very much. Oh, this is micro. That's why. This needs to go down into the small futures category. Down here. Okay, so I need to just go with crude oil then. What is crude? It's WTI, or is it this one? I can't remember. Oh, it's this one here. But then, okay, so yeah, let's go with, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Well, see, now look at that. It's dropping pretty bad. In fact, why the hell is this not? Let's close this one and close this one so that I can come up here and add it. Okay, then we can put this back up here where it belongs. Okay. Alright, yeah. I'm gonna grab another drink. I'll be right back. Oh, I'm gonna make the. Alright. Alright, let's check out some news and stuff and see what's going on, if anything is in that regard. I'll have to come over here and do that. Alright, so let's go. What do we got? Oh, this guy, yeah, he's not bad. I can't stand CBS, MSNBC. They're so biased. It's disgusting. You know what I mean? Fuzzy Bond. That's back from like Sea of Thieves days. I wonder what he's playing. Looks like he's something else. He's not playing Sea of Thieves right now. Interesting. Let's type news. Let's see what's on this real quick, if there's anything.
The opening bell has swung and the market is almost open. Yeah, it's open. Away we go. Right from the top, we've got the initial read. The Dow is down 950 points. That is 2.3%. That's in the first few seconds of business.
What is this? Oh, this is 4 days ago. I was like, it is not that. That does not make sense. So, yeah, why did it do that? That's weird. All right, here. I can't remember what back is. Let's go with upload date. Kind of want to know what's happening right now. 30 minutes ago. You know what? Let's not even. mess with this right now. Let's go over here. Wonder what this is. Holy cow, it could be anything. That's weird. That's actually pretty nice. What is this? Horny Shuffle Blues? I gotta hear this. That's just a blues shuffle with like a brass section. Anyway, piano classics. Yeah, that would be nice, but Moonlight Sonata is so depressing. Let's do this. Let's do no copyright. This is like, that music sounds like what they play on those Just for Laughs Indian music. Let's try it. That's some of my favorite, but it's a specific kind, not the real fast Indian music. I can't stand that. Sorry, it just is what it is. But like the slower stuff with it's so beautiful. I love that kind of music. Yeah, what the hell? Let's go with this. All right, so let's just type. Actually, first let's go back and check the charts here. That's crude. Let's go back to the NQ. Well, it's not up there actually. It's still being weird. It's still ranging. Ugh, I don't like it, man. I'm not about this one. You know what I mean? It's too risky. I'm already down pretty substantial. It says trailing drawdown. I wonder if that, I doubt very much that resets daily. Yep, pretty much screwed on this challenge now, unless I just happen to hear some extremely good news and I do one of those right there. You know, like if there's some kind of news, let's say China tweets back and says, or, you know, sends a message, or somehow there's news that China said, you called our bluff, we'll back down for now, whatever, you know, something along those lines. If that happens, man, the market will skyrocket. And all I'm going to have to do is do this, go like 60 ticks. I think there's 30K. Yep, there's 3K right there. So 60 ticks with it doesn't even matter if you put this. I mean, I will put one on there just for the hell of it. We'll say 50, whatever. And then, and then look at that. That's all I need. That's what you need to pass it from here to here. Look at these candles. All you got to do is place a buy order while it's going up and you passed. You know what I mean? So I just can't have this bullshit here, this up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. It'll take you right out of the challenge. I mean, you lose it that quick. So, you know what I mean? Like that's, what are we talking here? Look, let's go with this. I'll show you. So from here to here. Okay. So what is that? A 0.06%. Right? Now, look at this. Any one of these candles, you know, just one candle, and you got it. But it has to be in a continuous trend, or you might get this number, and all you got to do is go down that much right there. You see what I'm saying? So it's so doable under the right circumstances. You just have to be patient and wait for it. And what sucks is it almost never happens on a day I'm off. You know what I mean? It'll probably solid, not one blue candle for 3 hours straight tomorrow while I'm at work. You know what I mean? So annoying. What happened to the music? What that? I guess that was it. That was fast. Oh, so this is going to be interesting. It's like modern classical. I pretty much only listen to older classical music. This is kind of neat. I want to put that up on the screen so y'all can see who this is, because it's cool. They're basically saying, here's the music for free if you you know. So there, now you can see that. So let's see what we got news-wise going on here. Yeah. Daily news, yeah, I probably should be on all of these just in case. Kudlow, he's not bad. And also, I wouldn't mind following, what's his name, the dude that, I'm blinking on it now. I'll think of it in a minute. Alright, we all plan to drop tariffs if Trump agrees to do the same. Already it's working. India, Israel, the EU, Japan, Vietnam, and Cambodia. This will be good. But what this is all about, what I believe this is all about, has to do with, on the face of it, Iran. I think it has to do with strategically choking out China. And he's using the tariffs at a time when he's also going to use Iran to possibly, I think he's trying to weaken China to the point that when we inevitably go against Iran, because they're probably not going to back down. That's my guess. I think we're going to wind up in war with them. I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe they will. If I'm going, I'll put it this way. If I'm going off of what I think will happen, actually, let me do this. If I'm going off of what I believe will happen with news and logically and all that, then yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That there will be war with Iran. And what it's all really about is barely in the nick of time. China was just about to beat us, to get us past the point of no return where they would be in the lead. But I think what this is all about is us finally, you know, putting the nail in the coffin, sealing the deal, I guess is a better way of putting it, that we will be the superpower, not China. That America will be. And so, you know, and by extension, the West and democracy will beat out communism. So that's what I think the whole thing's about. Now, if I'm going off of biblically what I think is going to happen, things are taking shape remarkably well to create the perfect environment to fulfill a ton of prophecies concerning you know, the tribulation and all that. So just something to think about. Put that in, you know, whatever in the back of your mind. Or really what you should do is read it and see what you think for yourself, you know. In response to global tariffs, I put 45 trillion % tariff. India must. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, that's true. This is true. It says Trump is the most consistent political leader I've ever researched. Here's a video of him describing his tariff strategy in 1988. What just happened there? Oh, it already crossed. It's already time. That's what I said right here. And look, here's a white candle. Let's see if this is the reversal. This could be a good one to get into. Let's see. I want that at 0. And I want this way up there. So what is it? What are we talking? 1250 a tick. So on NQ, if I go with 10 units, it's $50 a tick. So if I go back to natural gas and we put this up at, holy shit, if I put that at 10 contracts, it's $125 a tick. God, you'd better be right, you know what I mean? So let's do a take profit and see what the price would be. Right there. If I do $3,000, let's just click that. I only have to go 24 ticks. Oh, holy crap. I say only, but look at how big that is. Wow. Yeah, that's a little bit more rough than I was thinking. And not only, look at that. I mean, we're early from where I said it was, but it was at this here. We just had that colossal drop right there. That's way bigger than what, you know, these candles were indicating it would be. But nonetheless, you know, I said this time and that right there, and here we are. But yeah, I did think it was going to be more at, what is this, 11? No, I didn't think 11. I wonder why it's saying that. Huh, I don't know, whatever. The point is, we're still going down, though, so it's not reversing yet. Well, that's not nearly as attractive as I thought it was. At $125 a tick, you would think it'd be a lot quicker than that, but is everything dropping like that right now? So we went through this moving average thing, and now we're doing this, we went through this ribbon, and now we're going through the actual, what is this one set on? The 100? Yeah, it's the 100 right now. And then, so yeah, that's a little interesting to me. Are we going to bounce off it, or are we going down? Like I said, it could also be that, I mean, it's only, what, 9:49 Central Time, so we could be going through here and then way down. I've seen that before. To be honest, with everything going on, oh, I'm sorry, guys. Dang it, I hate when it does that. I forget you have to change it on here. It's not just when I change it, you know what I mean? I have to wonder if I were to do that, if I were to merge those two pages, maybe it wouldn't even, maybe that would work. Let me try. So if I take this and I go here, let's see if that, it's such a lag. So let's see, looks like it might be working. Yeah, it will. So I can go this, now I can do this. Right? Getting kind of hungry. All right, let's see. China refuses to sell TikTok to American investors, and the deal collapsed after Trump imposed tariffs. That was on the 4th. And today is the 8th. So, it's interesting. President Trump says globalists, outsourcers, special interests, and fake news will be outraged after his announcement of reciprocal tariffs on countries that have been exploiting the U.S. for decades. He declares that America was once a wealthy nation until 1913, when income, and then I would guess they meant to keep on talking about income tax. I think he's trying to get do away with income tax. The hell with that. I'm not following this dude. Although I probably should. They say keep your enemies closer. Dude's clearly not. He's made some interesting moves in the last decade. Tariffs will be thousands of companies back to America. Let's see what this is saying. I'm kind of interested on this one.
So what is this? Don't buy into the media's lies and the fear that they're going to try to instill in you after this announcement, because we know that's exactly what the media will try to do. The president is looking out for the average American worker who has been ripped off by the elite political class for decades. And so what does this tariff policy look like? As Jameson so brilliantly said, it's the golden rule for the golden age of America. We're finally going to be treated the way, we're going to treat other countries the way that we've been treated for too long. The president's going to put American workers first, but what does it look like? Think about your hometown.
Too much going on right now.
In the heartland, in middle America, factories that have been abandoned, workers who have been put out of jobs, drug-addicted generations of children and of families because there aren't good industry here at home. There is not good industries here at home in their hometowns. The president wants to restore that prosperity and that wealth, more money in people's pockets. The media will also continue to talk a lot about. Don't buy into the media's lies in the fear.
Interesting. What's Matt Gaetz saying?
Stupid argued that in current times, neoliberal American leaders, who Trump has called stupid, argued that our economy should accept goods without tariffs from the third world, and even China, because it would help them. And in fact, it did help them. After all, as the argument goes, we are a rich nation, so we can afford to take it on the chin, even if it means creating a new class of Chinese millionaires. What foolishness.
Yeah.
Which had a response for this argument as well. Quote, I do not propose to barter away for the privilege of trade any of the cherished rights of humanity. This doesn't mean that other countries have to lose just because America is done surrendering. If America does well, the #1 customer in the world does well. That means all of our partners will do better too. And Coolidge got this right as well. When other countries complained about our tariffs in the Roaring '20s, he had this to offer. Quote.
Yeah, that's true. You know, we're gonna. It's almost like someone detoxing off something. You know, off heroin. You know, or meth or something, right? Like it's. If you don't do it, you will die. It will kill you. You know what I mean? So you have to quit. You have to decide to quit and just do it. When you do that, you're going to have withdrawals. It's going to be bad. You know, it's going to feel bad. Your body, who's dependent or who's used to it, the status quo that is used to operating that way, is going to panic because, you know, it's a change. It's an abrupt change. And how things have been going will no longer work. And it has to be changed, right? So you know, it feels scary, and it feels like you know, everything. It feels extremely counter-natural to do the right thing, you know. But without doing that, you know, all of those signals that you're feeling and hearing and seeing are lying to you, and they're trying to keep you on the comfortable path, you know, instead of doing what needs to be done to survive, you know, which is weird. It's a weird thing, but that is definitely human nature, you know, and that's what we're at here. That's what's going on. you know, I don't want to get too much. I don't want to go too far that way, but
has maximum negotiating leverage right here, right now. And I think it would be a mistake for anyone to think otherwise. And as I said, many of our trading partners, they have queued up, and they have kept their cool. They have not escalated, and they will get priority in the queue.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I think is going on. I don't think this is even about the trading thing, you know. It is a little. It is on face value, and why not stone two birds with one hit, right? Like if we can fix that, that's great. Don't get me wrong, that is super important and all that. But what this is ultimately about is something so much bigger, right? So that's what I said. I think it's about ideologies. It's like almost, I don't know if it's the final battle of ideologies, but this is absolutely a shift in momentum. Communism has been winning, you know. I don't want to say more brilliant, but definitely strategic way, okay? For a long time now. But we see the game, we know what it is, we found the traitor, you know what I mean? And we're calling them out. And we're saying we're done with that shit. We're not letting it happen anymore. Deal with it. You want to do something about it? I'm right here. You know what I mean? And so they didn't expect that. And that's where we're at. And I think that's great. That's amazing. So everyone is all worried, oh yeah, it's China is the world's warehouse. Well, what happens to a warehouse when you don't have buyers for the shit that they make? It shuts down, right? It doesn't thrive. It doesn't get stronger, or, you know, and I'm talking more from like China's perspective, you know. So there's that to consider. But another huge thing though is that, you know, so basically they'll make the stuff and we'll buy it and all that. That's great, whatever. But really what we want to do is quit being the world's buyer. We want to be a world seller as well. You know, all of our dollars are going to everyone but America, and it needs to go out, or I mean, it needs to come back in here, you know. So we need to start selling some stuff too. So what's happening is just a shift, you know, a shift in the global trade structure. That's all. It's no big deal. It's not the end of the world. Certainly not for us. Now, China, and I even think it's, you know, remarkably fair the way Trump is going about this too, because that's like saying that here's what happened. It's like saying, you know, the bully, which in this case is China, they're trying to say it's us, but they hit us first with these, you know, the reason we have this trade deficit, the reason they have the high tariffs is because of the psychotic trade deficit we have with them, right? So they punched us. We got up and said, okay, here's the deal. From now on, you know, if you punch us, I'm going to punch you. But before I hit you this time, I'm going to give you a chance to say sorry and we can go our separate ways. Remarkably gracious, if you ask me. They've already punched us. They deserve to be punched. Right? That's fair, you know. But he's not even doing that. So then they said, you do that. And so instead, you know, of saying, okay, you're right. I'm sorry. I was in the wrong. Let's go our separate ways and let's be better people. Let's make the world a better place, you know, by going above violence here. But no, they can't do it. The ego is too strong. He said, you know, okay, fine. And he hit him with a left, you know, said, we're going to do whatever he said, 35% more tariffs on us or something stupid. A dumb move, you know. So now it's time to hit back. So Trump said, fine, an additional 50% tariffs on you guys. Like, you know, so now the fight's on, you know what I mean? China hit us. We said, wait, we don't want to fight. Let's work this out fair. And they said, fuck you. So we said, no, fuck you. And now we're fighting. That's what happened. That's what's going on. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I'm curious. So I honestly think Iran, who's allied with Russia and China and all that, right? I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. But I think, obviously there's no certainties. I don't have a crystal ball, you know what I mean? But I think this is going to, a fair assessment would be that this is going to work out and make America like epic, and this be our greatest time for us, our kids, and probably grandkids, maybe their kids as well. For generations, this is going to make America the world power and financial hub on the planet. I mean, it's, you know, or it'll put us in ruin and we'll become third world status. One of the two, 100% is going to happen. So, but that's what I think at the moment here. Let's see what this is. That's talking about how way squirrel, you know, but how, speaking of which, let's look at the market. What we're supposed to be doing here. Yeah, it's not doing anything. What a weird day for trading. But of course, like I said, two things. It is, you know, I mean, it is a Tuesday, which always is kind of iffy, you know. I don't know, ACB 3-day setup thing. I feel like if I could understand it and comprehend it, it would be amazing. And I used to feel stupid because I've watched I don't know how many videos of his and read everything I can find on him and his strategy and all this, and I cannot grasp what the hell he's talking about. You know. So, and I thought I was stupid for that, but I look online and it's like 99% of the people are the same way, you know. The ones that get it, man, they make money, and I don't know what it is, why I can't understand it, and I'm humble about it. I would absolutely love to learn his setups and all that. It's just, I just don't understand it, and I really wish I did, but maybe someday I'll get it. I don't know, because those ACB trades would be on like the 3-day ACB setups. God almighty, they're runners, man. That would be so nice. But I just don't get it, you know. Anyway, let me make sure this is working here on this one still. Actually, I could probably go right there. Yep. And then if I go here, wow, that's a long message. Saying crippling China's economy makes sense, but still believe can be accomplished without boots on the ground and a war with Iran. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's all connected. War with Iran would set horrible consequences for that entire region and devastating losses of American lives as well. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Yep. That could be real rough, you know. Let's put this little setup thing here. There we go. All right, and it's dropping a little bit. I'm thinking of just going to a paper trading account and just trading for fun, because it's not fun when you have that trailing drawdown. Thing is such trash. Let's see what else this guy has to finish out what he was saying.
I think it was a big mistake, this Chinese escalation.
100%.
Playing with a pair of twos. Traditionally, if you look at the history of the trade negotiations, we are the deficit country. So what do we lose by the Chinese raising tariffs on us?
Right.
We export 1/5 to them of what they export to us.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, y'all
So that
can know
is a
that.
losing hand for them.
Pretty cut and dry, pretty plain and simple. You know what I mean? What's this guy talking about? He's awfully happy.
Chris, what I like is data. And if we look at
Let's get that volume down.
data from President Trump's first term, and there's a big study that just came out from a group of economists, mostly at MIT, that showed that a 20% tariff on China led to a 0.7% tax or price level increase over 4 years. I think that.
Okay, so yeah, what do we got here? Let's. This Wednesday had the latest escalation of a trade war that also include. Was there more? Yeah. But it didn't finish that article, so let's see what that says. Was that the end of that, or what? What the hell just happened? Oh, it reset somehow, but whatever. Going down, people anticipating possibility of global trade war. Recession might be in the cards. Trump will be sticking to the plan. Question is, what is the goal? Is this on? Alright, that freaked me out for a minute. I thought it was off. I was like, how long have I been talking like that? What is the goal? I also think it's a lot of short-minded, short-term thinking people. They're just mostly like really concerned, like, oh crap, my 401k went down a little bit. Who cares, man? Who cares? It's not like, here's the thing. By the time you're able to take your 401k out and all that, if we stayed on the path we were on, our debt will have overcome us anyway, and either our dollar will be worth so little that whatever you could make off that 401k would be enough to sustain you for 2-3 months tops at a subpar living, standard of living that you had prior. So it's already screwed on the path we were on. I saw another chart. I don't know where it's at now. I should have saved it, but it was showing where during Biden's term, the price of NASDAQ it had fallen to where it was the other day, yesterday or day before. But this was like years ago under Biden's, presidency. So, and everyone was like, oh no, it's totally fine. It's okay, but now that it's Trump, the media and all the followers, the sheeple are just like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Get a grip, man. Calm down, take a breath and think, what's going on here? It's so much bigger than your 401k, which is going to be thriving if this works out. But if it doesn't, we were on a path to destruction. There's no two ways about that. If I make $10 a month and I'm spending $50 a month, I'm going to run into a problem at some point, aren't I? That's what this is. It's not hard to understand. What is hard to understand is why people are still, we were going downhill anyway. So thank God someone had the balls to do something about it. Is it 100% fail-proof going to work? No, nothing in life is. But is it probably, of all possible options, our best course of action? 100% it was. And I think it's going to work out fine. We may come out on top way more than what, we may come out better than we ever thought possible when China, why are they resisting this so much? Why would they be doing it? They're saying tariffs are going to be bad for our country and all that. And they caught all the people all the experts are saying that, tariffs really mess up countries. Well, then why are all the countries that have all of these huge tariffs on us thriving? I thought it bankrupted countries and all that. You know what I mean? It just takes detached common sense. You have to step back and say, wait a minute here, what's going on? And actually look at it for what it is. Oh my God, it's falling. Just kidding. I wonder if it'll bounce. Let's see if it bounces off this level or if it goes on down. Now, if it goes down, and really I'd almost like to see a retest and then I'd feel confident taking a short, but or is it just going to bounce? Will the body of this candle go to here and then go back up? That's the question. Maybe the next candle go to here and then back up. Or is it going to go down? And if it does, like I said, I'd almost like to see, I think there's, let's see where that one thing is. Is it here? No. No, not there. I can't remember which one. It's, oh, it's this one. Where it shows there's path, you could do that. But no, there's another one that's like, I think I put it, did I put it up there? Maybe not. Or is it this? Where did it go? There's one of these where you can like, what the hell is this music? Is it that one? No. I could have swore it was in here somewhere. Curve, rectangle, path, circle, there's one. Triangle, curve, double curve, whatever, we'll just do path. Nope, already it's going down below. But like I said, I would want to see a retest of it. So it's here, you know, if it goes down, whatever, something, then like a retest here, then we start going down, then that's good. That's what I think, you know. But if we, I'm not going to take this, not on a prop challenge. I'm not going to take just a break of it. No way. Even though that's essentially what happened here, you know, on that move. But that's not even, I guess that would have been enough had I got in. But like I said, at every one of these points, so like the amount I would need to go up on where I would actually be able to enter. So like on Heikin-Ashi candles, they start in the middle there. So like this one here, from here, already look at that, I'm down, right? So to where I would need to go, we get these downward candles, which this is longer than $2,500. In other words, you cannot pass the prop verb challenge on any of these today. So far, there's not been a move I could do it. Possibly this one. This is pretty long without any pullback. Maybe like from here, I guess you could go from here and probably be okay. Maybe this is a rough one here, but I don't think that's $2,500. But if you're already down some, like let's say these keep going like this, you know, and then you get to this, yeah, that would knock you out. You lose the challenge. You know what I mean? So see, now sentiment is going back to the bullish side because it's white. So, you know, here we're going to get a doji, probably pull back, retest this ribbon, and then go down. I kind of wanted to go further outside of this. I wanted to have a clear open and close downside candle on the outside, the downside of this orb here off this line right here. Right, like there, but we didn't get that. So now I'm a little hesitant, you know. Now what's going to happen probably is if this stays white like this, and especially if it gets where the wicks are bigger. Let's do this so y'all can see what I'm saying. Where the wicks go higher and lower than the, you know, top and bottom of this candle, which it looks like it's okay. Cool. No, it didn't. It went on down. So good. This is good then. If this can keep going down and then come back and retest this yellow line right here, I'll feel a whole hell of a lot better about taking a short entry on it. But I don't know that that's what we're going to get. See all this up and down, up and down. Man, that's the enemy of passing these prop firms with a trailing stop loss of $2,500. I mean, that's so easy to do on a, well, I'm not going 10 contracts now, but let's say 7's a good number. Probably I should do less than that. Wonder what 3K, let's see. That's 21. I need 3K. So I need 86 pips to pass with 7 contracts in play. But I can only have this much drawdown, which I've already, let's say it was 800. So that leaves me what? $1,700 is my current, or my max drawdown possible now. So that's there. So if we buy here and it goes this far back, I lose the challenge. Now, I wonder if those will remain. So like, let's say I go 9. Does it change those distances? Yeah, it does. Perfect. So now I can see, okay, so if I go 9 contracts, I got that. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I wonder if that's good right there. Maybe 4, 4, 5. I feel like it's the sweet spot. 6 is too tight of a stop. Honestly, 5 is too for NASDAQ. Really, all this is. You know, I mean, $1,700 drawdown is absolutely too tight for NASDAQ on a day like today, with this much indecision and confusion about where the future is going. But this is a clear break to the downside. I wanted to retest, and I still, I don't know, we didn't get one over here, but like, but I don't really want to blow this challenge either. But like I said, it's so, they're only, I got a pretty good deal through Apex, and they were only, I think it's $40 resets, so that's not bad. I mean, it's not the end of the world here. So hopefully this doji lasts, although I doubt very seriously it will. It's too small. It's the right color, it's just not engulfing the prior candle, so it's probably not going to reverse. Oh, the little engine that could is trying, isn't it? Now it's about the right size. That's big enough to maybe do a reversal here. Let's see if it'll do it. Maybe we'll get that retest I was hoping for, and if we do, I'll probably take that. But if we don't, then I won't. I mean, we're damn near there now. You know, I would like to see 1 or 2 more candles this way, maybe even break up past it a tad, go into this ribbon pretty good. You know, I'd really like to almost see it, if not touch, but almost touch that white line there, and then reverse. It's 100% engulfing, and we've got the epic music going. I think this is the time. Now we'll see. The time to lose the prop challenge. Again. Man, we are almost touching it. Did we just miss some news or something? Because that's a crazy strong reversal. Unless we're just going to be range bound all day and trade within this section, within these 2 golden lines. Let me put that one up there, because if that's the case, that's what that'll be doing. Honestly, yeah, I think right about there is probably a safer bet. And then what do we have over here? This is this is actually a decent place for this line. Man, we went past that line, so I don't know. This might just be a trend reversal and not a retest and breakdown. That's what it's looking like. But we're still overall in a downward trend. Let's see. Just curious if we go with like this one to this one. Have we broken it yet? Yeah, not quite. I mean, if it can wick past it, and that's fine, but once you start getting open and closed beyond it, then yeah, we've completely broken the trend. Not that any really lengthy trend lines are valid anyway, with the amount of psychotic news, you know. Let's see here. Psychotic moves because of the news, and you know what I mean? Yeah, see, you can't really trust any of this. I don't anyway. Although these levels I drew out, let's see what's going on with that. So there's one there. We're currently here with it. So we're in between those. Actually, no, we're right here. And we're getting this giant white. It's a pullback there. Yeah, I don't know. That's hard to say, man. It's an overall uptrend. You got these here. Several of these and this. It may be a major reversal coming, but let's see. Go back to the one. And it looks like we got another one open now above that green line. So yeah, it's a reversal. It's not even... See what I mean? You have to be so patient with these entries today, because everything is deceptive, you know. I don't know. Look at that. The body just kissed that white line right there. That's about perfect, man. And now we've got this doji with that. It could be time. We start seeing some strong moves like that. Let's do it and see what happens. Hell with it. If I lose, I lose. $40. Woo! 580. Keep going. One. I might take it. Okay, so now I'm up a little bit. Bid at 0, we're up there. Man, I don't know. So that helped for sure, but I'd really like to see this spread get a little bit closer before I enter. Like right now would be good. But the momentum is a little freaky. I want to see us break past this level now, because that's the low we just had. We need to make a lower low. We definitely got a lower high. I just want this lower low, you know, maybe a close below it. So I said I have to be super picky and only take tiny little... Dude, if I'd have been on the freaking... I was only 4 contracts there. That would have probably... Well, no, because I made like 800 bucks. No, I made more than that, because I was at 49.1 and now I'm at 50 and then 802. So anyway, whatever. My point is, if I'd have had this scaled up way higher, I would have made a lot more. Let's put it at like 6, 7. Put the take profit on. Now, what do I need? So now I need like 22. So let's say 2,400, 2,500. Let's try that. That's all I have to do. I have to catch a move to there. We broke that area, I said. When we open the next candle, if the momentum stays, I'm going. See, I don't know, man. I don't really like that. Would have been a good right there when it pulled back. But it's just not moving down fast enough. And we're zoomed in big, like it should be moving. You should be seeing it. I feel like I'm a little concerned. It's just too risky. I know for sure, you know, that I don't know for sure what's going on. But like if it was mid-move or something, I just have to wait, and then I can take that profit and hopefully pass right there without, you know, without drawing down too much. See, this is white. That's not ideal at all, man. That's not what I wanted to see. I caught my little move. I'm happy with that for now. Just gotta wait. Have to wait. I think 7's the way to go. Maybe 8. I don't know. I don't want the risk to be too crazy though. I wish there was somewhere I could see, if there is a way, you know, somebody comment on this video, if there is a way to see how to, you know, essentially how to see how much is left in my trailing drawdown, because after you've taken several trades, I can't remember like how much I have left in that, you know, bank before I quote unquote, you know, lose that. So You know what I mean? I don't know what my trailing drawdown is at this point because it went up several times. So here we go again. Are we going to retest? Is this a double bottom and we're trend reversing? If so, I'll be looking for buys, you know, I mean. And if we did that, my next price target after we did that, obviously would be here and then here. Those would be the areas I'd be concerned about. So we would have to move this back up. But yeah, I don't know. Those are two pretty strong dojis, and the two of them together engulf the prior candle, but neither one of those. So I don't know. Let's see it on normal candles. Now it's looking blue. This one's kind of hard to say. That's actually a good signal. We might be going back down. That might have just been a little pullback. This could be a good time to get a move going here. Let's see. There we go. Should I do it? I want the momentum stronger than this. I'm not doing it. Not on that one. And look, it pulled back big time. I cannot have those. If it was just trading, I would do it, but I'm not. I've got to worry more about that stupid ass drawdown than I can profits. I've got to prioritize not sustaining loss. I wonder if they, I mean, it has nothing to do with that. I was going to say, I wonder if they think that we're going to actually change the way we trade. You know what I mean? But I'm not. And then even once I pass this eval, I think I have to get 3K in the account as a buffer zone. I'm going to say 5, you know, but I want to put 5 in there because once you have that, then that drawdown goes away. And I don't have to screw with that trash anymore. I can trade how I want to. I can go way higher contracts and scalps, you know, quick little scalps here and there. And just, so what on the fees? You know, I'll spend $10 to make 2,000. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see if we break this. That candle's not very big. I'd like it to be more like this one. That's what you want to, I want more of those. And then I'll feel confident in, you know, shorting, but yep, right here'd be a good one. Should I do it? Right there. Get in there. That's one tick. Glad I didn't. I mean, worst case, I'll wait. I'm off Friday, so that means I'll have to go Wednesday and Thursday, and then they call it free cash Friday for a reason. That's like a great day to trade. Moves are pretty dramatic, but again, all it takes is one tweet, you know, and you'll get a couple ungodly candles, you know, take out the trade and you're good. I mean, you see the extremely small amount I have left to pass, right? But I feel like that, we're still downward, you know, still downward trend, but let's see. It's kind of interesting. I wonder if I had to go off this one or that one, because it did break there, but it's respecting this line so far, so for the most part. If only there was a way to see the future. A crystal ball. No, I don't think that's the way. What was that? It was Madame something way back in like the late 90s. I remember she would take out those commercials. You'd see them during like Price is Right and stuff and all, and it'd be like this overtly cliche gypsy woman, you know, with jewelry on and all, and there'd be like smoke in the background. There's probably a smoke machine back there, you know. Anyway, you could pay. It was like a, I want to say it was like an 800 or 900 number you call, and you have to pay like $5 a minute or something crazy, and she'll tell you your future, you know. Anyway, that was before cell phones or internet or anything like that, you know. And but you could call a hotline number and have your future read. This trend looks like it's breaking, so we'll see. I mean, the open is still below, and let's draw another one. I want to draw two. I want one from where it hits off this high, because we're already past that, I believe. So if we go here to here, or this one, I guess. Okay, so now you see we're already past that, and it is a upward trend if you go off this line. Now, is it going to retest and go up, or is it just going to move up with no retest? I don't know. I feel like it's moving past its lines, like it's overshooting things today. So I wouldn't be surprised if it goes back down, and this is just a fake, like a false breakout. And on top of that, it's just kissing that that moving average ribbon again. So look here, we're getting a doji. It's almost engulfing size, and now we're going to go down big time, I think. Make sure this is ready to go just in case we get a big move. I can't enter until we get momentum happening. I probably should put some volume on here. That would be good. I can't remember which volume. I had one that was like really cool. It showed volume. Man, I cannot remember what it was. It was like a volume, but it also had a, I don't know, let's go with standard volume. It had a different deal on there. So now we're getting that candle. I wonder if I should just go full send, you know what I mean? Probably not, because yeah, not yet. So now it looks like we're going back up. So this may be a trend reversal here. Or a lot of times I'll see on trend lines, it'll mess around with it, get close, you know, dance with it, and then it'll come over here, and then it'll flip it essentially from resistance to support. So psychic hotlines, that's what it was, yeah. Yeah, and they're so, I don't know, it's almost like a Muppet character. They're so overtly cliche with all the costumes or pageantry or whatever you want to call it, you know, the sequins and seashell necklaces and stuff all clinking around. Anyway, it's a different world for sure. I'm curious what the volume thing I was talking about is. I'm not taking that. No way. Did we? No, we have not hit that 100 moving average. I'm thinking about I don't know. Probably won't make that lower. Maybe, but with the NAS, you almost want to go like 90 or something on it. You know what I mean? It is a reversal. I guess technically we're still at a lower high. So it could be a pullback, but we've broken the trend lines. We've broken the moving average ribbon. Now we're hitting the orb bottom where it will bounce back off of. I mean, it could have bounced here, 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 or here. And now the next thing for it to maybe bounce off of would be this level. You know, here we're at that one. But yeah, right here especially. If it goes higher than this, then it's like a confirmed trend reversal. But currently, here's a high. You know, we've got lower highs. So high, lower high, really then lower high, lower high, lower high. If you count this one, it's a higher high. But if you don't, then we're still lower than this prior. And I don't think I would count those two. It's just like a 1 or 2 fluke thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think this is... But it's going almost there. Yep, we're now at the same level. So if we don't pull... Okay, it's higher. It's a higher high. So now we'll see if we bounce off this EMA as it drops probably on the next candle one slight little bit here. Then we'll have the middle, the 50% of the opening range to bounce off of, and then nothing stopping it, I guess, other than these highs and this, the high of the 15-minute range. Then we can go up higher, up to here again. But this is not the volume I want. This is not the right one. This is just like standard volume, and that's not what I'm looking for. I wonder if I... Oh, no, that's not it either. Whoops. That's what I meant to do. I'm just going to have to read each one. Look for a candle volume heat map. Is it that one? No. Okay. Candlestick trend, Olympics, cumulative delta volume. I don't think that's it. No, it's not it. Okay. What else? I don't use hardly any of these anymore. Moving average, liquidity hit map. I don't think it's that one. No. I don't think so. But it's got a strange name. It's not like the same. Let's close that. That's not it. That's a good one there. QQE mod. I don't know what the hell that is either. Range filter buy sell 5 minute. Is that it? I don't think so. Nope, that's these little... No, that's telling me... Yeah, it is. It's one of those. That's not it. Man, where's it at? I don't think it's that. We'll come back to it if not. Man, I do not know. Oh, that's that big one. That's a cool, but that's not it. Yeah, now we're hitting that. That would have been a good move, man. Look at that. I 100% could have taken that, but I didn't call that 900 number. So who could have known? You know what I mean? Is it? Yes, BS. See, why BS? I don't know. I wonder if I can rename them myself. I don't think so. Whatever. I can never remember that. But yeah, this is the one I was looking for. So let's see. Sell is going to be blue. Let's do that so we'll know. Actually, let's go with like a darker blue so it matches. It's kind of in between those two, but whatever. Let's do that, and then we can make this go like that, and that'll match. Perfect. Okay, we can put this down a smidge because that's a bit crazy. Now it's volume, but I can also see like buy and sell volume. I just like that, especially when I'm using Heikin Ashi. So, all right. We can probably, well, maybe not, because if we get a reversal here, that's where I'll be needing to. I always do better taking shorts than I do longs. I don't know why. Like, I just have better win rate, win to lose ratio when I'm shorting the market instead of buying it. So, of course, the S&P. This is kind of interesting though, because we're at that range again and we're directly in between those two. So it could mean a reversal is coming, because the S&P factors in 500 companies. So I feel like it's more, I don't want to say reliable, but it may be what, you know. But anyway, let's keep going here. So, and then this one's at the bottom of the range. So isn't that interesting? Yeah. Those two always really closely mirror themselves. And then what is this one? The tick, $50 a tick as a pair. So if I needed to make that, let's say, man, it's dropping. Let's go back to NAS real quick, because this may do the same now if that's what that one's doing. Although that's the one that almost shut down 2-3 days ago, or whatever it was when the tariffs were actually announced. They almost shut that down. It came like 60 ticks away or something from getting shut down. This could be good right here. Yeah, this could be nice, unless it's just a pullback for that. I mean, and honestly, that could be the scenario here. I'm curious. I always like doing these. If you like go to, let's say this one, because that's the low there, and then the next one up, does it eventually resolve out to where we're currently at? Pretty close, you know what I mean? And if you go to this one here, which is I bet you it does. Look at that. So yeah, I think we're definitely, I mean, we could always, of course, come back and retest this, but most likely we're going to be going up for a minute now. And I like to make those a little bit thicker just so I can remember, and probably I'll make it like a traditional green just so I know it's a bigger, more trustworthy line. It's been going on since, what are we looking at here? It's 5 a.m. It's held, it's touched 1, 2, 3. It's got 1, 2, 3. I count that as one, even though there's like 2 little ones there. 3, 4 times. So pretty trustworthy. And we got the breaker bounce scenario here, and it broke. So that's crazy, isn't it? How it does that. Even with all the craziness going on today. These are clearly invalid now. These 2 trend lines. I mean, there's no sense in even having them anymore. But what I do think is interesting is that if you go from the actual high to the next one over, I bet you we're getting close to here, because see, this is going at that angle. I would almost bet that that'll probably work out like that if we put this here and this one on that high. Oh, I'm wrong. Way wrong. And normally ones that are going downward, I like those to be the reddish color. If they're shorter timelines, I go with that maroon or pink or whatever that is, and bigger I'll go with traditional red. But and this is 2. I want it to be 1. We bounced off that EMA. But are we bouncing off the ribbon? We basically went here to here to here, probably. I mean, I made, I think, what did I make on that last trade? I wonder if this will show us. I don't think it does on like on those things. Orders. Yeah, but it's not showing me. That's weird. And I'm not gonna sit here and do all the math. I don't know why it doesn't show you like column setup. Does it show price or anything? Like, no. Why would it not show me my profit levels and all that? Because I was down. Oh, total P&L. Okay, there. I'm at 802. No, that's not true, because that's just from where I started the day, but not from where I was at a low, because, you know. I didn't move that down so I can get there. Whoops. Actually, you know what? I could just do that, but I guess I don't need to. Let's do this. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's the weird thing about it, is that, so what was I down? I was 49,100, and we'll say 25. We'll say 100 for sake of argument. So that means I had to go $900. Holy shit, look at this candle here. Damn it, man, I'm all doing stuff that doesn't even matter and missed out on that. God dang it. But that's a pretty solid move down. That's what I want to see. I wish I had been on that. We were at this one and it just did that, so I don't feel too bad. If we can get a second candle like that, that'll be good though. I really, really need that kind of a move. That's what I need to pass this test. It's still going down too. We broke. Well, not really. I mean, God, that's nice. Let's see if it keeps going. Yeah, I don't know. Seems like we're not going to break this. And now we've got this high and this low, right? So that was the reversal point, or is it right here? So we made this high. Now if we can make, if this low is most likely going to be high or low, then we're about at the max of that move, and it's going to reverse, and I may go for a buy on the way back up, because although those are seriously strong candles going down, showing the trend, you know, in the market sentiment. Look at this, we got way more sells than buys on the volume down there. That's much more, you know. But until we break this line, it looks like it's just a pullback. Dollar Tree spatulas. Yeah. Was there any news or anything just now saying, like, did something just happen to cause that? I mean, granted, it's not like a crazy big move, but it's pretty substantial. Yeah, I think it's definitely, we're in a way better position than they are, 100%. And he's just furious because he should have. Here's the truth of it all. If he had decided to absolutely fuck America over, he could have done it during Biden's term. And now this happened and he can't. So, you know, he had his chance and he blew it, kind of thing. See, this is a, well, I don't know, man. This is looking pretty good for that. Are we gonna break that? We did. Yeah, we did. So, God, now it's iffy. Now I don't know what it's gonna do. It's not following what it would. See, it should have gone here, then lower, lower high, lower lows, lower high, maybe somewhere like here, you know, or right here would have been what I suspected, but it went all the way up past that, came back down past all that, so now there's no telling what it's going to do. I mean, we do have a break of this trend line here, so maybe major downside move. If I had to guess, that's what I would say, but there's no telling. Let's look on the actual normal candles. Yeah, we opened and closed, well, 8 seconds away from closing below it. So yeah, we're probably, oops, that's what I meant to do. It's looking like we're going to keep going down here. But I don't want to be wrong. I don't have much wiggle room left after that one loss. You know, I've got like 1,500 as far as I know. I'm guessing I've got $1,500 to, you know, that's where my stop loss is. So if we go back just that much, I lose the challenge. I just need to go from here to here and I win, or from here to there and I lose. So I think it's time for this. I don't have a 900 number, but that's a pretty good candle there. All right, lucky flame. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Now we're going back up. Maybe. That would be good, man. If we can just go back up, touch that green line, and do a reversal like a giant blue doji, I'll enter. We'll drop down just enough to pass that, and I'll be good. Then I'll have to do the exact challenge again, only with a 5K profit target, so that I can. Yeah, it looks like we're going to go back up. But then if I have that 5K in my account, then I can start trading with the 50K and, you know, shoot for a profit of, initially my goal will be, I don't know, I guess I'll say an average of about 500 a day, between $200 to $500 a day. That should be super easy moves. I mean, that should be easy. And then if I can consistently get that, like I made $900. Well, wait. So yeah, with the one, yeah, I've made 1,100 today. I mean, I've made 8 because I was down, you know, but no, more than 11. Anyway, my point is I'm up 802 today. So if I could even just, you know, that's one quick, easy move. And normally the market's not so psychotic. This is like the worst time in human history to be trading the stock market and have such low drawdown, you know. So all right, this is what I wanted to see. Hopefully this body just comes up and just touches the green, and now we get a blue doji. This is a perfect pullback. You've got the trend, you've got market structure below this EMA here. So now, I mean, we've got that for sure. Now we've got a pullback with 2 candles. It has to have a minimum of 2 with no wicks on the bottom, and then a blue doji that's bigger than this one, and I can guarantee you it's going to go down to wherever here. But that's not what's happening so far. So far, this body has now gone above that trend line. So that would have been so nice, though, to see that, because that's like a quick, easy. That's one of the setups that is probably a 85% win rate, 80, 85. But no, it's going to be crazy today. It went past the trend line, went past the moving average ribbon. Now we're going to go up and touch the opening range low and see if we go past it again. Then we'll go up and have to touch the 100 moving average. We're still below it though. We were above it there till this. Now we're below it. So I would expect. It's super weird that we had this lower high here. That's the only thing that's weird about all this. If we didn't have this, this is all still perfect because this is a lower high than this one. You know, we've got lower lows still. Every one of them are all lower. That's good. I mean, it's clearly a downward trend, right? But yeah, that was a weird, this one only going up a little bit in the down. Kind of throws everything off. But this level, definitely, there's some stuff going on at that level there. Really right there to there. So it's like that little area right there. Actually, it's really just that little area supporting that. So we broke above it and went down. Anyway, yeah, let's look here. We're basically coming up on that. So annoying. Let's go back up to the top and see what's going on here. Anything new? I'll just hit that again to see if it. That is useful, especially if you do any crypto trading. Good lord. Speaking of which, let's see what oh my god, that's crazy. What are we at, 78? Yeah, Bitcoin took a bit of a dump here. I'll move this to where y'all can see what I'm looking at. If I go here, can you all see that? Let's see. There we go. So yeah, I wonder what ETH is doing. Yep, same thing, way low, we're beneath the average. Let's look at the 15-minute opening range on this one. So 830, that's gonna be it right there, I'm guessing. Yep, holy crap, dude. I'm telling you, that orb strategy is like gold on any other normal time. So there, let's get a box drawn. So 830 is here. Here's the top. Let's do that. To where's 815 or 845? I mean. To there. So that means here to there. Okay. Let's just move this up to where that was. I think it was like right there. Is that in the middle? Close enough. Okay, so now this can go out way over here or whatever. And in fact, let's get rid of this line here. I don't want that there. I had that there the other day because that's where liquidation price would have been. But look, this is just a small for fun account. But you can go up to, like, you know, on ETH it's 125. This is just on 2-bit. If you go with whatever it is, no, I don't think that matters. You all can't see anything. That, yeah, that's fine. But actually, let me go back and check it NAS real quick because we did get that reversal. So let's do this. Okay, so it did bounce off this, and now it's going back between this again. Let's see if it's going to break through here. We're on the sell. This is still good. Bids at 0. It's breaking through. Should I do it? Iffy. You alright, buddy? Come here. Charlie. You okay? Hey. You okay? You just resting? And now it's reversing. I got the lucky candle going. I'm not seeing too much there. What's this guy saying?
Already, it opened over 1,000 points down the Dow Jones, and then suddenly there was a steep climb, and now back in a red territory as well. Reed Alexander is Wall Street correspondent with Business Insider. Thank you very much, Reed, for speaking with us. Can you explain so far what's been going on in the trading day? It's been a wild session. It's been going up and down between red and green, and now back in the red again.
Yeah, it's been a very volatile day here in the United States, and a series of several volatile days that are really causing concern for investors. There is concern that, in fact, the market could enter what is defined as bear territory, which would be a 20% drop. I think right now we're at 17% lower than where we have been. So we are approaching bear territory, which of course activates another concern in investors' minds, the R word, recession. So we're anticipating several days of stock sell-offs. We still see corporate valuations higher than they have been. We're expecting a rough week ahead for Wall Street, and people are starting to metabolize the very real consequences of this global trade war.
So Reed, just as what we saw in the last few minutes in the markets, if there's any indication from the White House, from the Trump folks, that they're willing to consider a pause, or there might be some rationalization of these reciprocal tariffs announced last week, then the market might respond positively, like we saw just a few moments ago. Is there any indication to that effect from the White House?
No, I'm afraid not. There is not. President Trump has said he's sticking with this, and that this is a full court press moving ahead on this plan. Now, the question being, what is really the goal here? Is it because the Trump administration and the White House think that this is the antidote for an economy that's sort of been out of whack, as it were? We've heard them routinely criticize partners in Europe, members of international security alliances, around how much they're paying into these treaties. There is this belief in Washington that the world is sort of freeloading and the United States is picking up the slack. So maybe that is the outcome that President Trump is hoping to correct. But it could also be a negotiating position, as you point out. India has signaled through back channels it wants to come to the table, maybe negotiate some better terms or some concessions. So if President Trump were to walk back the commitment he has made now, that could weaken his position at the negotiating table. So I don't think we will see them telegraph any kind of pullback from this very serious position that they've taken.
All right, Reed Alexander, Wall Street correspondent with Business Insider. Thank you very much for joining us here on CNN News 18.
Well, that's what they're saying on X. Going up again, it's respecting this line. Well, the good news is that once we hit this line, if it respects it, which it doesn't appear to be, I need to find the downward trend that's correct on here, because it's not. If I go with here, is it? You know what I'm saying? That looks about there. I don't know. But we need to know what, at some point there's going to be a wedge that it'll break out of to the up or downside, and then it'll be a decent runner. Looks like we're getting awfully close to that. But really what I should do is go to like the 5 minute or something and draw out the downward line so I can see, because this one was drawn out on a bigger trend line. Well, kind of. Yeah, we don't really have anything. At one point we had movement here, evidently, going backwards. See, it's breaking down now. That's Pretty good move there. Pretty interesting. Should I go with it? Should have. All right, let's see this next candle. What do we got? 20 seconds. It's like a retest. It should go down, but you also have this price action touching this line. So it's analysis paralysis. Too much going on. There we go. Wonder if there's anything else at that angle. It's like a double bottom, probably reverse. I don't know though. I mean, this is good. It looks like we're retesting this and it's going to bounce down, but and you got, you know, I don't know though, that wick went way up there. Yeah, that's buy side, but we're still below that line. Although, like I said, it's been wicking down below it multiple times. It could just be another bounce off it before we go way high, which wouldn't surprise me either if this is the reversal point. But that's what I thought about this one, you know. And then we had that colossal move down. That would have been good right there. That alone would have passed the test. $31. I don't need that. I need, what did I say? So say what? 28. We need some music. Let's leave that way in the background because if we watch any more news stories, I want to be able to hear what they're saying. Breaking through all that. So far, it won't break past this 15-minute. I mean, with anything substantial, it reverses there. You know what I mean? "17 seconds on this candle. 10. That's good right there. If it will stay, it's 30. That's, man, I should enter. God, I should have done it. Should I still? I should have done it, man. This might be when it happens. Nope, it's too much pull back and forth. God, I should have got in on that one. I knew it. And now we're just staying here at this level again, where we won't. It's just ranging between these two levels, between this here and this here. Finally, it's breaking down now. But, man, it goes back up. I'm just waiting on it. Really, this is hard. This is not great. You don't want this. We don't need this here. So we're zoomed in big time. This is what we've been dealing with. This is what we need. I need something like that. You know what I mean? Those are what I need to pass this. I don't want this little bit of moves here, you know? This is good. This one's okay. This one's great. You know, but this is what I need. I need something like this. Really, something like this with no pullback would be great. It looks like that's what we're getting here, and this may be going down to a lower low, which would be excellent. That's where we're at. But it's too risky. As it's going low like this, it's going to be going like this. Up and then back down, and then up and then back down. You know what I mean? And those are enough to knock me out. You can see I only have this little bit to play with. So it's got to be, you know, unless I lower the risk some by going with like 6 or something. But even still, I've got to go farther, and I still only have this little bit right there. So it's almost like I feel like I'd be better off to just go with the quick little gamble that it's going to go this far down before it pulls back, you know. I don't know. But this is the kind of move I need. I don't need that much risk though. Can't do it. Here we go. They're same. So this could be a reversal here. Unless it pushes that lower. It might still. What do we got? 20 seconds so it can happen. It's quite a bit of volume. I mean, that's good. If we look at the levels there, there's like lots of, yeah, this is good volume. It might drop more here now. I think it's this music screwing with me, making me like scared to enter, you know? That actually looked pretty interesting. We're at the same low there. This would be a good time to take like a giant leveraged low or whatever. I'll set that trade up here in just a second. For now, I got to deal with this though. This is the priority today. Is it going to reverse now or what? What are we doing? What is silver doing today? Because these moves are a lot more consistent and smooth. But in order to get, look at that. Jeez. Yeah, that won't work. Oh, that's one contract. That's why. If I go with 10, let's say, it's still going to be crazy big there, like that. So what did I say I needed on the NASDAQ? I needed 2,800. I don't need 2,800, do I? Yeah, maybe I do actually. Yeah, well, no, for 3 grand, and I'm up 8, so I need like, we'll say 24. Okay, so that's helpful. That's part of it. So 24, 15. That's all I got to go. Okay. Jeez, man, it's tempting. But yeah, like silver, we go 10 contracts. Price is going to be 24. Let's see. Holy crap, that isn't happening. Okay, I'm not using silver. Whatever, did this ever reverse like I said? It did not. Huh. I thought it would have by now. Any minute it may, or maybe it won't today, I don't know. Actually, I think what I'm going to do on that one is grab this line here, put it, I don't know, here, because if it goes up above this, I bet it's going to reverse. Okay, let's go back. There's that colossal move down, man. I wish I'd have, it's just risky, you know what I mean? And I can't risk anything today. Not on this. And that one, I'm going to say more like 1,500. It's falling, man. Should I go? Get out of it. Fuck. See, the problem with it, that trailing drawdown is so small that see how damn it, man. Oh, I was on 10 as well. No wonder, that's part of it. Well, one last chance here. I guess what I need to do now, so now I'm at 49.7, so what do I need? 35 now? Fuck me, man. God dang it. Not 45, but I guess 40, or I mean, not 35, but I guess 30, what? 32.80 or something. We'll say 33. 35 is probably, we'll say 34 to be on the safe side for fees and stuff. I don't know what my drawdown is now. I don't know if that's per trade. If it is, I'm gonna set this to, well, shit, I don't know if I can do that. Because that's causing me to have no wiggle room. You know what I mean? Surely that's not daily, that's per trade. I would guess. It has to be. So I can go not 25 now, but I can go, what, we'll say 2,000. Let's put this back to 8. Or what does 10 look like now that that's the case? A little more doable at least, but let's say 8 on this. We'll catch a good trend. It's going to reverse at some point, and when it does, that's what we're going to be looking for. Now, did some news happen or something to cause this? Like, let's see. Oh, Rolex. Day date, it looks like, with the Jubilee. Yeah. Oh, it's an Omega. Nice. It's expensive. But I thought it was a Daytona at first, but no, it's definitely Omega, not. Wow, that is a direct, like, it looks exactly like those, what is that, an Explorer? A Rolex Explorer? Submariner. Currently Movado. Oh, that's nice. I like that one. I like the ones, but I kind of want the one with the blue, this, and either white or gray background. I don't like the blue faceplate. I like the blue bezel with the white or gray. And I mean the light gray. There's like, but yeah. Pretty nice. There's the reversal. So let's see now. God, I hate doing these. It's so risky. Because it could just be a pullback. until it breaks past this ribbon. I'm going to assume it's a pullback. Trying to find that post on here again. That's going up still, so God, I don't know if I should buy or not, man. I think we're gonna try it. I just can't deal with any loss right now. Like, I can't have too much downside. It's super hard to guess. Damn it. My limit order didn't go through fast enough. And now what the hell? What do you do with this? You know what I mean? Rough day for this, man. It's just a rough time. So that's the one thing to keep in mind with all the tariff news and all. I mean, it's like crazy time to be trying to trade stuff, you know. Okay, I'm up 52,296 right now. All right. So 2,296 is what I'm at. Weird. I would guess we're going back up, but look, the volume's drying up, man. The day it's getting to be past the time, you know. Usually by about noon, it's not so good, and then you get a little bit more between 1 and 2, and then that's it. It's done for the day. I mean, on a normal day, but like I said, at 6 p.m. tonight, China could, capitulate to Trump's tariffs, and I don't think they will. They're saying that they're going to, they'll fight it to the death or whatever the hell they're talking about. Okay, then let the warehouse shut down, but anyway, all that to say, they could do some news, and that would just that quick send them skyrocketing. So there's no telling. Even after hours, giant moves can happen. So what do I need? I need about $800. God, look how close that is. That looks pretty good. No, I'm not doing it. Are we going to go below that? I may have overreacted earlier when I said it was hot in here. It is freezing right now. It's almost time for lunch too. No. Should I have done it? Okay. I thought I clicked sell there, and I thought I clicked it. Glad I didn't. Whew. Okay. Stay calm. I knew it. But this up and down is a problem for me. I mean, you see my 1,000 right there is so small. Why was it canceled? Don't fucking tell me, did I somehow hit the drawdown again? 51.5. So just somehow from the time I hit buy to that, I guess it did it. I guess it took that take profit out again. Just can't get it. Motherfucker, man. So, I was $200 away the last time. Today I was, what? $700, $720 away, something. The problem, I shouldn't be trading these markets right now, I guess. It's just too much weird shit with all the tariffs and everything. So frustrating. I mean, that's the case, right? Like it did. It must have already failed, I'm guessing. Let's see. No? Okay. I guess, so why did it do that on the 10 then? Oh my god, that scared me. Okay, I thought somehow I was like, it must have... Okay, I'm still in it. God almighty. But now, 51, so I need more though. What am I at? I'm gonna need like 1,700 now, right? Good lord. Let's go back to 8. I think 7 was the right amount of contracts, like risk. I feel like 7 was working good for me. What should I do? Have 7 or 8? I don't know, but look at how much it's moving around up and down. This is a terrible, terrible time for this. I'm only up 13 now. God, that sucks. I was so close. But at least it's not blown, I think. I don't know. I don't know why I couldn't execute the order on 10. Like, what happened there? Why it was canceled. It could have passed, you know what I mean? Like, freaking annoying. Look how close that is, 7. Let's do that again though. Let's say 17, because I have no idea. So it's a 1-to-1 at this point. Like, is it gonna stop? There has to be some news I'm missing or something, you know? Latest, let's do that. What did I say? I said this earlier today in this stream. Turning advantageous to India. Now they're planning on moving it. So, see? No, they gotta be kidding me. There is now a 75% tax on using the term Taco Tuesday. What is this? Why is this not? I don't know what the hell that was or how that was on there. Yeah, we got more buys than sells at this point. See? I feel like it's going to reverse here. Could be wrong. There's also no volume, so it's a bit of a problem. Why are there 2 of these? This one can go. I thought that looked weird. I was wrong. Well, I don't know. It's still there. to guess correctly. All right, made over 100K today, dirty trading, blah, blah, blah. Market went crazy. This morning, a drop followed by a massive move up when news came out on Trump's delaying tariff policies. This was, what, 19 hours ago? I was going to say this is yesterday's stuff, wasn't it? Took full advantage, made record profits, single day trading. Cool, cool. Good for you, bro. 100K in one day. Nice. So this is all going to be yesterday, right? What? Oh, that was when they said there was going to be a pause. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. You get that one tweet, you enter let's say you were going long here, you know, and it went up, and then bam, good Lord. If you had a trailing stop loss instead of a take profit level, golly, man, then you get something like this happening one day. And what is this on? I don't know, 10, 9, 30, 30. So the 15-minute chart. So let's say you were here. So right, 31 hours. So in in an hour and a half, you make 100K. Okay, China reacts or restricts companies from investing in the United States. Already making deals, some of the highest trade companies, blah blah, zero if you don't think about it. Friday as low as you wish you did. Wait, what's that? Said, let's double check first what's going on with this. Further down to Bitcoin. I knew I should have taken that down. Remember I said I was going to set that up. It hit this level and bounced. But is that just a pullback? Here we are. This is what I was wanting to see. Now, the question is, do we go up and away, or is it the same as it's been all these times? You know, I'm thinking it's just going to be a pullback. So I might give it a few candles, and then we're going to try and hit this freaking thing one more time. We're on sell. Make sure this is on zero. We're good to go. Ready. We need $1,700 on this move. Shouldn't be that hard to get, man. Look at that. It's a small thing. It's not hard at all if you can withstand that drawdown. That drawdown makes it impossible. It's so stupid to make people trade like this. You know, it's not stupid on their part. They're making a ton of money because every time this level gets hit, I got to spend $40 fucking to reset the test again. You know what I mean? So it's kind of crappy, to be honest. It's almost like dangling a dog treat in front of a dog just high enough that he can't reach it, you know? So, but it is what it is. You have to do it, you know? It's the only way you can get funded. So already it's looking, I'm starting to see some weakness in the upward movement. So I do think this is going to be a pullback before a further move down to this 6th level here. The question is, when do you get in the trade? Now? Now? Why is my stop loss not? Am I even still in now? 49.1, I doubt it very much. What kind of dog shit, man? See what I'm Oh, rejected because I fucking failed it probably there because of that stupid ass move that just happened. What the fuck? I don't. Yep, that's that. $40 gone. Gotta do it again. Oh, sorry, I didn't even see all these. My screen went to a different thing, and it said that there were no messages or whatever. So sorry, I didn't see all those. Man, that's frustrating. Look at this weird dog shit that happened, man. And I mean, now I can't. That's it. They won't let you trade anymore. I mean, yeah. See. Well, I guess I'll try on Friday. Man, that's frustrating. So this will be. That's the third time I've tried it. This music is perfect for right now. I feel pretty pissed off, to be honest with you. Let's at least screw around with this now, see if I can't blow this account real quick. Actually, I'm going to change this to where you won't be able to see it and then log into a different account thing. So let me go back to... Actually, I'll just do this. What's this got? Anything on it? Alright, just sit tight for 1 second. And I will log into this other thing. Actually, that's what I should have done. Is not working still? Okay, so that's on. So let me go to like this one. Alright, now I'm back on my normal account. All I've got is like 180 bucks in it, so I think the only thing I can trade is none of those. I can maybe trade like micro Ethereum, the AU, we can do that. We can do the Australian dollar to the US dollar. Looks like it's been going major down today. And I pull up and there's that same stuff, so it's been following the NASDAQ. Odd. Huh, that's weird. God, that's so frustrating, right? So I guess we could take out like a short here and do what I was initially planning on doing with the other one. Let's see. This moves so slow and boring though. But let's put this at 0. Glad I didn't do the short there. So what did we have, a reversal now? Is that what this is? Yeah, it looks like it's going up there, so maybe I think if I go like this, I would say like a $5 loss is cool, whatever. Wouldn't be the end of the world. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. What the? That is not even what I meant to do. So that just cost me $3. I was down 10, now I'm down 13 on that account. Golly, it's frustrating. So I wanted that at 5, and I don't want to take profit And I actually think it's going to keep going down. I don't want to trade against the trend here. We're below that. And every indication I have says we're going down again. So do I do it here though? Yeah, why not? Here's how I'm going to do that actually. Because I think I'm going to put it at a $6 loss just because I want it above that wick. Although who knows, some of this bullshit may happen again. Just take the money out real quick. Probably what will happen. I don't want this. Actually, maybe I do, but I want it way low. I don't think we're going to have any crazy moves down like we did that one up, but you never know. So what's that at $11? Let's go like, let's say $8 loss, worst case. And then I'm going to move this down to like, I don't know. $22. Yeah, I know, Ma. I know it's third time the charm. Yeah, six times was a charm. Well, I'm sure you passed the bar on the, that's hilarious. Yeah, that's true. I hope. Honestly, God, I hope. At this point, I feel like it'll never happen. Although, to be fair, you know, there's people that try many times. And then once they get the hang of it, it's like they start passing them all the time is what it seems like. So I'm sure I will, and I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just so fucking annoying because, like I said, if I was allowed to trade how I wanted to without that bullshit trailing stop loss, I would have passed it on my first one, and I damn sure would have passed it on the second one. I was only, like I said, I was like $200 away on that one. That was ridiculous, but it was one of those giant candles like that that did the trailing stop loss and kicked me out on that last day, that second try. I was livid, you know what I mean? I was so mad. It's not even about the $40. I don't care. It's about, you know, the principle of it is like pissed me off so bad, you know. Same like this. This isn't even about the money. This is about just trying, you know, to learn with real money instead of, you know, so it feels a little more real. Like paper trading, I'll put that on and I can make $1 million in, you know, 20 trades or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But with 50K, good Lord, yeah, I could, but so I'd like to at least, I mean, I may not go for the whole 20, I don't know. This is actually, I'm going to set this somewhere like super crazy because that's not what I'm actually planning on. The trailing stop loss is what I want to use. So we're at 4, that goes down enough, and I'm going to put this up here like 2, somewhere like that. Just something where I can recoup my loss if it goes, so, you know what I mean? So now it costs about $3, I guess, to round trip, they call it. We're at 7, 9, 10. Thinking about taking the 10. Yeah, 9. So I took the 10. So now I'm only down 6 out of that 13. So let's wait for a pullback and enter again. Oh, damn it. I tried to catch it while it was up there. I did. Sweet. It worked out. Let's go back to here for... So now I can take, we'll say that $6 loss. It would be essentially a break even for me. Unless it goes further down, which who knows today. Who knows? I wonder if the NASDAQ did this on that freaking short I was just trying to do. I would have 100% made it right there. You know what I mean? Like, so annoying. Well, this isn't going the right way. We need that to... Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay. That's better. Keep going down. Mm. Yeah, I think it will. Should probably check back in a couple minutes. And it'll either be back to negative 12, probably more, like 15 because of the $3 to open and close the trade. That's what it cost me about for one contract. Well, I appreciate all the positive words of encouragement here. But yeah, it's pretty, honestly, it's pretty disheartening. I mean, it's pretty hard to be like, that's okay, I'll do it next time. You know, it's like, I don't know. It's like they say, what do you do when you get knocked off the horse, get back up? But if it's your, you know, not just with that, but with other things, trading and all that, I mean, if it's like your 80th time to get knocked off the horse, at some point you're just like, fuck this, done with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you feel. So, I mean, I'm going to try again on Friday. It's $40 more. But that's my third test. So that means I'm at, what, $120 in trying paper trading. I'm paying $120 to fucking paper trade, which is free on, you know? It's annoying. Yeah, I mean, it sucks for sure. Well, let's see. Gavin Newsom. God, I can't stand that dude. Yeah, I hope so. I think it will too in the end, but it's just, I hate going through, you know, through this part of it. If I go like that, will it just redo it? Really? 8 hours ago is the last time something was posted about Trump's tariffs? I doubt that. Let's see what this one says. Let's go to the actual page and see. There's no inflation in the long term. A lot of abusing countries' tariffs are in place. Despite the fact that the biggest abuser of all, China, whose markets are crashing, just raised its tariffs by 34, on top of its long-term ridiculously high tariffs, plus not acknowledging my warning for abusing countries not to retaliate. They've made enough for decades, taking advantage of the good old USA. Our past leaders are to blame for allowing this, and so much else, to happen to our country. Make America great again. Yeah, hopefully they'll cut rates. White House says 100%, 104% tariffs, 34 seconds. That was that giant spike. Tariffs on China went into effect today at noon. I wonder if that's what was the reason for that giant spike. Look, we were down a little bit. I think it'll keep going down. What I'd like to do, what I always try and do is, like, let's say, so right now I'm at negative 650. If I could get to negative 950, and then really I would like a, I don't know, $3 buffer, so, or somewhere around there, whatever. Let's just say $15. Then I can move this over here to 950, my stop loss, and then this can be somewhere crazy, and then just watch it. And as it goes down, then it can pull back, whatever it can do, whatever. Don't care until I see some kind of trend reversal, at which point then I'll just close out the trade. But then that's how you get those like longer runners, you know. But you obviously can't do that with like a trailing drawdown of $20 or whatever they try and make you use to pass those $3,000 profit targets, you know. I don't know, maybe NASDAQ is the wrong instrument to trade because it does so much bouncing up and down, you know. Might have to do it with like the S&P or the Dow. It's smoother price action. See this? Look, it's not moving anywhere near as much. Let's look at NASDAQ now. And watch, you'll see this one moves up and down quite a bit more. Also, it's noon now is like the time volume drops off, but look how much it moves, you know, compared to these. I might be better off. I don't know. Right now, they all seem to be doing it, but I hate to use this one, although it's probably the smoothest one of all of them. I just feel like they have a higher, what is the tick rate on this? It's 0.5. What is it up here? Let's see. Should be $5, right? Yeah, $5. And the one here is, NASDAQ is 5. S&P is 1250. And that's 5. So the S&P is pretty high. That may be the way to go. If we do 10 of those, and I need a $3,000 profit, that's just to there. But you can only take, what is it, $2,500. That may be the way to go. God, you have to be so spot on with your entries, because you can't get in like here where it'll do a little bit backing up and all that. I mean, you have to, it's going down and you're going to reverse, right at reversal, enter, because you have to get that move up so that you have some wiggle room up here. But even then you don't really, because it's a trailing drawdown. So that's what screwed me over that second time. So like as the price is going up here, now you can only go this far from here. You know what I mean? It's not still going from here to here. It's going from here to that far down. It's 2,500 from that height. So makes it almost impossible, which is how they make money. That's what I'm saying. If I just bought my, at this point, it would have been cheaper to just outright buy a freaking funded account. Well, probably not a 50K one. Those are pretty high. It's like $1,000. But what was I on over here? Let's go back to that. Oh yeah, let's see what's going on here. Is it gonna mirror it? It's going up, yeah. So it took me out of that trade. So we're at -14. So I went from -10 to -14 today on this one. It's great. Let's look at this one, see what we can do if there's some way to screw this account up too. Wonder what Solana, what's going on there? Oh, there we go. I was like, why can't I? It's the only one that's up right now? Wow. Interesting. What's XRP doing? Same. They're all basically the same. Well, just for the sake of showing how to set up a decent trailing stop loss trade, all that on here. So let's say we were going to go with 82x leverage. Let's just be crazy. You'd say 100 and 11. Why not? Okay, and then we'll do 44% of our capital on it. Okay. On the latest price, limit order. I think it's going to go further down. So you can go on and set your stop loss and all that, which would be like, we'll say here, although copy price 1488. So if we're going to short it, the liquid 1489 is the liquidation price. So that's obviously not going to work with the stop loss there. We want to be a little bit more careful than that. So we're going to say like here, maybe copy the price there. And then you could put this in here, do your stop loss there. Again, hit latest, and then sell short. I click this, don't remind me again, and it will every time anyway. So now we've got that there, and we've got our stop loss in place. You can tell we have a stop loss in place because it's down here, right here. No, not right there, right here, I mean. So you can view the one record, which is nice, or we can add another one, which is what I want to do. But first, once we get down past, like, let's say here, that's where I want the trailing, stop loss to begin. So how we're going to do that, you come over to this area, I think it's here, right? No. What am I looking for? This one. And we're going to get this price range thing. And then we're going to go like, what do you think would be reasonable for that? I would say from here to, I'd say that's probably good, somewhere in there. So that's 0.28. We'll just say 0.25 to be on the safe side, right? 0.25. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so now I know 0.25 is what I want. And I want it to start like right around, well, yeah, we'll say here's good. We'll say here. Actually, price is right there, so we'll just say here. Okay. So now what you can do is come over here and hit the little plus sign. And then we're going to go over to trailing stop loss. Now this is why I prefer 2-bit to BTCC, because we can do this 0.25, and then we can start where activation price, it's going to start at that price and confirm it. Okay. Oh wait, activation price must fall below current price. What did it drop down again? Okay, well, yeah, it did. So we're up $4 on this trade. So I guess right here, let's try and do that again real quick. Hopefully before it does that again. And you can also set it to do however much we want, 100%, but you could take profit like 50% off at this time or whatever, Okay. So that's set it. The way today's going, I should probably take the $4 and be happy, but, 5.25, whatever it is. But the reason I want this set here is, worst case, we go up and we take a stop loss. We take a loss of whatever I said, $4 or something, whatever it'll be. I don't know or care. But the best case scenario is it runs way down here or something, and then it comes back, and all it can go back now is 0.25% before it takes us out of the trade and secures our profits. So that's the cool thing about that. I like that a lot. That's like a really useful feature, a trailing stop loss. I wish we had that on, really, definitely I wish I could do that. I still haven't figured out a way. I'm sure there's a way, and you can also use Python scripts and stuff like that, I think, to achieve that. But I wish there was just like a quick, easy way, just like this, to just select that option for TradeStation or Trade-Evade or any of those that you can link to your TradingView account. So you can do all your charting, trading, everything through there, no problem, But oh, that's awesome. You say you'll be watching on Friday. Cool. Thank you. That makes me feel good. I'll send the link when I start it or whatever, and I'll get an earlier start so you can. Normally I chart out a bunch of stuff first, but now I've got that new indicator basically that kind of makes it to where you don't even have to anymore. So right here, this one, it opens on its own. So I'll show you how to do that with like the Asian session real quick. So let's say we go to the 15-minute, and then I always mark them out on this, even though I typically trade on the Heikin Ashi candles. So let's go to one that I don't normally have marked up. We'll say soybeans. They might not work because they have weird trading hours, but let's go with oil. I don't think I have that one marked. Okay, so see how this goes? The cool thing about this indicator is it marks out the open and close for you. So see this candle? This is the first 15-minute candle. So that puts this range here, and it shows you, wow, that would have been that knocked a lot of people out. Does an interesting move there. But anyway, so it marks out the opening range for you, and then it also puts like different, same right here. This is the next one. So here's today's. Actually, right? Yeah, this is from today. So there was this range here, and so it marks it out. But it goes the whole day, which is not how, you know, that's not the right, that's only one trading session. You've got New York, which is this one. Then you have Tokyo and London. So Tokyo starts at 6, which is 1800 here. So we would go to this one right here. And what I normally do is I'll get this box. And then, so there to there, that's the 15-minute candle. And it goes all the way until whatever time you want it to. We would say, you could turn this off so you don't see those. So now you've got your 15-minute range for Tokyo session until whatever time you want. That's 4 a.m. I can't remember. London is, I think it's 3, right? So yeah, so there's that one. So it would go to here. Now, cool, that's good. You can lock that and it won't move or whatever. Now you can look at the, we could create the London session, which is from 3 a.m. to 3:15. So that's there to there. Run that over to New York, which would be, here's that one. That's the 8 o'clock one there. So I would go probably, because 8:30 to, so I go to this one here. Whoops, that one there. Okay, mark that out. But you can see how it broke out and then it stayed above that the whole day. And if you're okay with drawdowns and everything, then you can take your profits, you know, whatever. Like it didn't come back down that entire trading session. Then you start the New York session here. So that would be from here to here. And draw that out. That's where we're at now. There's 1300, so that's 1 o'clock. I normally draw it to about 3. At 3, I pretty much call it for, you know, for that day. Really noon is better, but sometimes, you know, but look at this. It went out, screwed us here, and then has the major breakout there. But yep, that's that. So anyway, it's a quick, easy way to draw those out. And you can, the cool thing about these is they already have the line in the middle. You can add text on them, whatever you want to do. Like I could have it say New York or NYC or Tokyo or whatever, you know. But yeah, so that's, I like to do that with these. And anyway, yeah, you can see it's drew those out the same, well, the New York session now. But anyway, let's see what's going on over here again. Okay, so it took me out. What do I got? 40. So it made me some money on that. Nice. So I entered here, a short, I sold, you know, and took profits there. So see how that is powerful. You set everything up and then you don't even have to screw with it anymore. You don't mess with it anymore. You just let it go and it does its thing. That's beautiful. I like that, you know, especially when you can catch, you know, like some kind of crazy good move like this with that. You're not even there for it. I mean, it's awesome, you know. If you have enough capital, this is like a really small one. Like I said, I just use this one just for, you know, learning and playing around. So, but let's say you had, you know, a couple grand in one or something like that, and you are super careful not to get liquidated because they'll take it all, you know. You could set it, you know, like here or whatever, and have enough of a trailing drawdown that it does, or it doesn't start until you're way low or something. Either way, but yeah, you can, that would be your best bet. Have take profits set up at certain levels or something, or like I said, just have it have that level set to where it doesn't start until, like, if you're pretty sure you think it's going to go down to like this level today, then don't start your take profit, your trailing stop loss, I guess is what it's really, a trailing take profit. But anyway, until like here, and then it goes up, whatever, so be it, you know, whatever, but it goes down, and then however, depending on however far you have that set, it'd have to be higher in this case than that. So it goes up to here or whatever, and you get your profits there from here with like a hugely leveraged 20K account. You're making killer money that way, you know. So that's just one thing I've been messing with this, and that's why I've kind of moved from 2-bit or from BTCC to 2-bit. I love BTCC, don't get me wrong, but there's two things about 2-bit that are better to the point where it made me switch, and it's that, it's got a trailing stop loss, which I absolutely love that. And two, just for these smaller, for a bunch of smaller accounts, you're only allowed to deposit $200, a minimum of $200 every time your account gets liquidated. So if you're just learning, BTCC may not be the way to go, because I think it's $50 on here, 1/4 the cost, you know? So something to think about. Now, a way around that is to put your 50 on here to buy USDT, and then send the 50 from this to BTCC and trade with that. You can do that, but over there you don't have the trailing stop loss. So why not just get... Also, another thing that's awesome on this is these are all modules you can move around to where you want and how you want them to be. Not on BTCC. It is the way it is, and you can't change it. Like, I like how all this is. You know, you can set stuff to be whatever you want it to. There's so much you can do, and then I like being able to just scroll a little bit and have all my stuff right here. You know, favorites are right here. I can watch them. I mean, everything is good. This is how I want it set up. That's what I wanted, and that's how I have it for a reason. But you can't change that on BTCC, only on 2-bit. So on this, I'll edit it and add in the description the links to all to BTCC and 2-bit. But yeah, especially if you're beginning, I would say 2-bit's better. So just kind of what I've, you know, found so far. But yeah, so that's, I think, going to be it for today. I think I'm done for the day. You know, I may look one more time at this and see if I see anything interesting. Not really. And I'm down from 10. I've lost $4 today on this account, so I'm down $4 on this one. Yeah, it's just too crazy. Too much volatility and stuff. What's he saying?
To buy the things that we borrow money from Chinese peasants to buy the things Chinese
we saw that.
Manufacture. We borrow money from Chinese peasants to buy the things those Chinese peasants manufacture.
Man, they're making a big deal of that, aren't they? Another 50 years of the same policies, and Americans will be the peasants making things in sweatshops for the Chinese to buy. 100% true. Trump wants 1 trillion military budget. Wow. Yeah. Even though everything is saying we're not, all of the actions are showing, you know. All right, thanks, you too. I'll talk to you, I guess, if nothing else, on Friday on the stream, and I'll see you when you guys come down here. So, but yeah, it's looking like I think we're headed for war. I really do.
We have great things happening with our military. We also essentially approved a budget which is in the facility.
What's this?
You see, at first, when someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time. What eventually occurs is, first, homegrown industries start relying on government protection in the form of high tariffs. They stop competing and stop making the innovative management and technological changes they need to succeed in world markets. And then, while all this is going on, something even worse occurs. High tariffs inevitably lead to retaliation by foreign countries and the triggering of fierce trade wars. The result is more and more tariffs, higher and higher trade barriers, and less competition. So soon, because of the prices made artificially high by tariffs that subsidize inefficiency and poor management, people stop buying. Then the worst happens. Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs. The memory of all this occurring back in the 30s made me determined when I came to Washington to spare the American people the protectionist legislation that destroys prosperity. Now, it hasn't always been easy. There are those in the Congress, just as there were back in the 30s, who want to go for the quick political advantage, who risk America's prosperity for the sake of a short-term appeal to some special interest group.
Wow. Definitely going to end it there. Man, Reagan, What an awesome, awesome president he was. Crazy. Yeah, if I had to say, I would say he's my favorite. Then comes Trump. Because they both, I don't know, they're about tied for different reasons. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm pissed about that about that thing I just did, but here I just made half of it back on this, in one trade. So yeah, I lost another 40 on the freaking prop challenge, but then I made 20 on this. I think was I at 20 or 12? I think it was at, I don't remember. I don't know what it was at. I think 20 or something. But no way I made 20 on that, right? Maybe it was. I don't know. I did have it 100 leverage, so either way, whatever. The point is, it's frustrating, but just gotta hang in there, and slowly but surely, it'll get off the ground. And then as soon as I get funded with that, I'm gonna probably, like I said, go for about a 500 day. I feel like that's pretty easy to do on a 50K account, 500 a day. And I want to keep it consistent. So that would be, if you average 500 a day, and I'm thinking about doing it where it's 500 a day, but I, give myself one day where I don't really worry as much about it or something like that. Find out, I'll go back through all my records and see if there's like one day that I historically do bad on or something. Like Tuesday is always a weird day, but you know what I'm saying? Just one day where I don't. So essentially 2K a week is what I want as a profit, that alone, that's like, you could get by on that for now, you know what I mean? And then the beauty on that is if I do that with that one account and I don't try to go for, $5,000 a day off that one account, you know what I'm saying? If I just try to get $500 a day on a 50K account, which I feel is pretty reasonable, only 4 days a week. And that way I have 3-day weekends, if it's on I have 3 days off a week, we'll say. If you do it that way, and then you start getting more accounts, you times that by 20. You know what I mean? So now I've gone 2,000 a week times 20. That's a good living. I mean, that's, it's plenty. You know what I'm saying? So that's my goal. That's where, and I'm doing these videos to kind of document the path there. Luckily, I'm at a place now where you're not seeing the absolute beginning, where I was like, you lose $50 or $100 and you're like, fucker, or whatever. Luckily, that's not, I don't care too much about that anymore. I mean, you're going to make the money back, you're going to lose it, you're going to make it back and lose it. It's going to come and go. And, there's no point in getting upset about it. It just, that slows things down. And if you're that emotionally invested, I've learned it's better to just not even trade that day. You'd be better off to never trade. In the end, if you're trying to do loss prevention and manage that more, if you care more about keeping what you have than earning more, then it's going to be really hard to make it. That's why they say to trade with money you can. I always thought that was a weird thing. They always say, don't trade with money you can't, that you care about, or you can't just throw away. Well, I don't want to throw any money away, obviously, right? But that's true. That's a really good way of looking at it, because if that's something that really matters to you a lot, then yeah, it's going to be an emotional roller coaster. It's going to be hard. So, I mean, of course, it's stupid to think you're not going to be affected at all. It does. Like, it sucks. I was pissed about $40 on this, but again, it's the principle of it, so, but it is what it is. It's all part of it, and I'm going to keep documenting it. There's a ton of people on here that show, I made $60K in 3 hours trading NASDAQ. Here's how, and buy my course and I'll show you and all this. I'm not trying to sell any videos. I'm not trying to do any of that because, it's just not. I just want to document how it actually is, what really happens when you start trying to make a living with trading, how hard it is, all that stuff. So anyway, I guess I'll end it there, and I will see you guys Friday when I try this again. Throw another $40 to the wind, Maybe by then we'll have some kind of stability with this world trade.